What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update. We have a lot of information coming out. We actually have some big details about student loan forgiveness and the third stimulus check package. I'm going to give it to you all in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos and hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. All right, we're going to jump right in because we got a lot to cover. Okay, first up, the IRS has said yesterday that they have now sent out all the second stimulus checks, the $600 ones, that they're going to send out. So, first of all, this means that they could be in the mail. And as you know, the mail has been taking a much longer time than normal. Comment down below if you have gotten your second stimulus check, the $600, today or within the last few days. I know that people are still literally getting them now every single day. So if you haven't got it yet, don't be discouraged yet. It could be in the mail. It could be being sent. Read the comments down below. I'm sure you'll see dozens of people saying, yeah, I just got mine within the last few days. If you don't get it here within the next week or two via how slow the mail is, especially with the winter storms that are going on right now, well, then you'll have to claim it likely on your 2020 tax returns. You'll have to file your tax returns for 2020, and then you'll get an additional $600 refund or tax rebate on your taxes for that. As you can see here, the IRS said on Tuesday that all the economic impact checks from December's stimulus bill have now been sent out to Americans. According to the IRS, 147 million checks were sent to Americans, totaling $142 billion. The IRS said it is possible that some stimulus checks are still in the mail, but the agency was required to send out all the checks by January 15th. But that's not fully accurate because then President Biden signed a presidential executive order which allowed them to re-send out another batch to make a lot of people not have to claim it on their taxes. Also be aware that some checks are sent via prepaid debit card. So you might get a debit card in the mail or a check in the mail, even if you're expecting a direct deposit. So just keep that in mind, and keep that in mind for the third stimulus check also. Okay, next up, we're going to hear from President Joe Biden on something interesting he said last night.
As we've been talking about, the coronavirus is very real and very scary, and it's especially scary for children who may or may not understand. My children, Layla, 8 here, and my son, Mateo, 7 at home, often ask if they will catch COVID, and if they do, will they die? They are watching as others get the vaccine, and they would like to know, when will kids be able to get the vaccine?
Well, first of all, honey, what's your first name?
Layla.
Layla, beautiful name. First of all, kids don't get the vaccine, get COVID very often. It's unusual for that to happen. They don't. The evidence so far is children aren't the people most likely to get COVID. Number one. Number two, we haven't even done tests yet on children as to whether or not the certain vaccines would work or not work, or what is needed. So you're the safest group of people in the whole world, number one. Number two, you're not likely to be able to be exposed to something and spread it to mommy or daddy. And it's not likely mommy and daddy are able to spread it to you either. So I wouldn't worry about it, baby, I promise you. But I know it's kind of worrisome. Are you in first grade? Second grade?
Second.
Oh, you're getting old. Second grade. Well, have you been in school, honey?
No.
No. See, that's kind of a scary thing too. You don't get to go to school, you don't get to see your friends. And so what a lot of kids, and big people too, older people, their whole lives have sort of changed like when it used to be. You used to be able to just go outside and play with your friends and get in the school bus and go to school, and everything was normal. And now when things change, people get really worried and scared. But don't be scared, honey. Don't be scared. You're going to be fine. And we're going to make sure mommy's fine too.
They are expected to start testing vaccines on children on a small group. I believe it's 12 and over first, and then ages 9 and older after that. So vaccines for children are a lot farther down the line. As you know, even middle-aged people can't get the vaccines right now unless you work for a hospital. So my mom can't even get the vaccine yet because she can't even find a place around here to get one. So yeah, children are definitely going to be a while down the road. Next up, President Joe Biden says about student loan forgiveness. Something pretty interesting here about this happening in the future.
Loans are crushing my family, friends, and fellow Americans.
Me too.
The American dream
Think
is
I'm
to
kidding.
succeed, but how can we fulfill that dream when debt is many people's only option for a degree? We need student loan forgiveness beyond the potential $10,000 your administration has proposed. We need at least a $50,000 minimum. What will you do to make that happen?
I will not make that happen. It depends on whether or not you go to a private university or public university. It depends on the idea that I say to a community, I'm going to forgive the debt, the billions of dollars of debt for people who have gone to Harvard and Yale and Penn and schools, my children. I went to a great school, I went to a state school. But is that going to be forgiven rather than use that money to provide for early education for young children who come from disadvantaged circumstances? But here's what I think. I think everyone, and I've been proposing this for 4 years, everyone should be able to go to community college for free. For free. That costs $9 billion, and we should pay for it. And the tax policies we have now, we should be able to pay for it. You spend almost that much money as a break for people who own racehorses. And I think any family making under $125,000 whose kids go to a state university they get into, that should be.
Okay, so my footage cut off there. That's all the footage that I was able to find for that. It got cut off, and there's not a lot of footage on that. But let's just be clear here. So number one, he's saying he's not willing to do up to $50,000 in student loan forgiveness, but he is willing to do $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. He's been saying that for 4 years, and it is on joebiden.com, his official website. And this goes with what he's said in the past, that he's willing to do up to $10,000, but Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren and AOC all want him and have been trying to push him to do more. So the other thing is President Joe Biden isn't sure if he wants to do it through an executive order. He would prefer to do it through a standalone bill, but, well, then they'd have to pass that through the reconciliation process because you'd probably not get any Republicans to vote for that either. So if you're going to go that route, you might as well just go the executive order route. So number one, Biden does not want to go all the way up to $50,000, but is in support of $10,000 of student loan debt forgiveness. And we can reference that here too on joebiden.com, the Biden Emergency Action Plan to Save the Economy, as you can see here. We scroll down here to forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person of student loan as proposed by Senator Warren and colleagues. This is also where he mentions that he wants to increase Social Security by $200 per month as proposed by Senator Wyden and colleagues. So this is where we've seen this a few months ago from President Biden in writing on his own website, joebiden.com. He also said there that everybody should be able to go to community college for free, which is crazy, amazing, actually. I mean, imagine being able to go to a community college for free. That's pretty big news. And he said it would only cost $9 billion. I know we're talking billions here, but $9 billion in the scheme of, just for example, this $1.9 trillion stimulus check package, that is $1,900 billion. He says that sending people to community college for free would only cost $9 billion. So it's literally like a tiny sliver fraction of what they're spending just in this third stimulus check package alone. So that sounds like a pretty good deal, especially with the small cost in comparison to just this one package, $9 billion compared to $1,900 billion. That kind of seems like a no-brainer and would be a great option for many, many millions of high school kids and kids growing up to be able to go to community college for free and have that option. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, but I personally think that that is a very good option. Here is actually the rest of the conversation. He says, I do think in this moment of economic pain and strain that we should be eliminating interest on the debts that are accumulated, number one. And number two, I'm prepared to write off the $10,000 in student loan debt, but not $50,000, Biden said. And he says he doesn't believe it can be done with a presidential action. But this comes after the White House press secretary said that they would sign a bill forgiving $10,000 of student loan debt if Congress passed the bill. So this goes with what I've said previously, that President Biden wants to do this through a bill in Congress, but whether they can get support is a different issue. They may have to go the presidential executive order route. On the rest of the third stimulus check package, the $1,400, let me just clarify a couple things about the checks. Number one, the checks are $1,400 for adults, $1,400 for children, all children, $1,400 for adult dependents and college student dependents who are a dependent on somebody else's tax returns. If you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, you will be getting the third stimulus check of $1,400 as long as you have a Social Security number and you are not over the income requirements, which is starting at $75,000 for an individual. You will get the full check, going up to $100,000 for an individual. Between 75 and 100,000, it will be a reduced check, and over $100,000, you will not get a check at all for an individual. If you're a head of household filer individual, your income limits start at $112,500 and go to $150,000, which is then the cutoff. If you're a couple, it is double the 75. So $150,000 and below, you get the full $1,400 stimulus checks. And after that, it goes up to $200,000 where you get that reduced check. And then after that, you will not get a check at all, including children, if you're over those income limits. So if you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, and you fall underneath those income limits, then you will be getting the third stimulus check. There is also a child stimulus check in here in addition to the $1,400. It's actually an increase of the child tax credit. What they're doing is they're taking the previous child tax credit that was $2,000 and they're increasing it to $3,000 for children over the ages of 6 through 17, will get $3,000, and you're going to get it in two different ways. They're either going to pay you a monthly payment, so $250 per month times 12 months, which will be $3,000 in addition to the $1,400 stimulus check. So for children ages 6 through 17, it will be $4,400 in total when you combine those two. The IRS is going to send out monthly payments of these starting in July, because they're going to need a few months to set this up. And they're going to pay you $250 per month for children over the age of 6 through 17. And for children under the age of 6 will actually be $300 per month, which is the $3,600 per child. $300 per month times 12 months is $3,600. This is plus the $1,400 stimulus check. So that's a total, if you have a children under 6, a total of $5,000 coming just from this third stimulus check alone. But this is going to come differently. It's going to come in $250 to $300 per month increments sent to you monthly, probably via direct deposit, most likely sent to you once per month. And there's a possibility that they may give you half of it up front as a one lump sum in July. So basically for the first half of the year, January through June, 6 months, they might give you half of this in a one lump sum. So $1,500 to $1,800 per child in a one lump sum when that begins in July. This is in the third stimulus check package and pretty much has about no way to be thrown out of it because everybody is in support of this, including some Republicans. So for everybody, this will be the largest stimulus check yet, as we're talking $1,400 for children, which is more than double, plus the child stimulus checks. Plus, we have the $1,400 for adult dependents and college students who didn't even get a check in the past. Plus, we have earned income tax credits and paid sick leave. We're going to have $30 billion more of mortgage, rental assistance, utility assistance, property tax assistance. There's a lot of different things in this bill. And in the future, we have the next stimulus check package coming out that's already been announced, which is called the Build Back Better package, which will be coming maybe a month or so after this one. It's already been announced, as well as possible student loan forgiveness in the future, as we've seen, maybe $10,000. Social Security increases in the future. We've seen from Joe Biden $200 per month is a proposal directly from joebiden.com. I will be keeping you updated on all these different details. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates. It's completely free to do so. Just subscribe and then click the bell icon to all notifications. And just remember that new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're expected to finish up the $1,400 third stimulus check package bill this week in the U.S. House of Representatives. We're getting very close to that. I will keep you updated on that as well. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.